Alrighty.
Okay, well, hello, folks. We are live on Facebook, and I would like to say thank you, everybody who is joining us. We are so thrilled that you are here. I cannot believe that it's been 12 months since Stephanie and I connected and that we said, hello, everyone. Here we are. We're doing this. We're doing our book, The Artist Haven, that dream that I had from my other book, Just Say No. And in the middle of it all, I wrote my story in Dear Superwoman as well. So I'm an incredibly blessed person to be a 3 times international best-selling author. Stephanie's setting herself up to stream what we're doing into her accounts as well. We've got one of our students sitting in the background ready to come on as well to share her testimony. She walked through the course with us. Today we'll be talking about our Birth Your Book from Dream to Reality. That course has come out of our book, The Artist Haven, and all the amazing things that are happening with Carmel's Garden, with Stephanie, and these things happen. We're live, Stephanie. Hey, so welcome, Stephanie. And I see you're there, Doris, and I'll bring you on shortly as well. So please stay there waiting. So welcome, Stephanie, and hello, everyone.
Uh,
You still trying to get on, Steph, onto you streaming? It says it's been shared. Oh, we're having some complications with Stephanie's connection at the moment, but that's okay. Looks like it's been shared to her.
working on it.
We're working on it. Okay.
I am working.
Okay, well,
You're doing great.
let me know and I'll keep talking. So, thank you everyone who's joining us live or will watch this later, or you may get this in your email on our Instagram feed. Stephanie and I just feel so blessed and we're so excited that we're here talking about what's coming in 2024, what we've done in the last from 2022 to 2023. Who can believe it? It is the end of the year and that we're a few days away from Christmas and then we're going into the next year. And we've just had so many amazing things happening in our lives. So, again, I'm Carmel Austin. I'm a wholeness life coach, writing mentor, publisher. I have my own podcast show, The Thriving Woman. I recently, just this last weekend, had the privilege of traveling to Sydney and meeting 2 more of my beautiful authors in my book, The Artist Haven. I met up with Gushif, and Gushif won an award for her beautiful products, Gushif, which are skincare, and writing her story in our book. So, folks, if you haven't got our book yet, you absolutely have to get one. You can get one through my website, carmelsgarden.com. .com, or you can go to Gushif or some of our other artists. I know Tim has copies. I know Hannah has copies. Doris has copies, so you can get autographed copies as well. And you can ask me too, and I can give you an autographed copy. We had the privilege of sharing and giving a book to our beautiful Joanne, who was part of our Kingdom Women community. And I met Gushif for the first time, and it was so lovely to be able to, after 3 years, to hug her and celebrate with her and be able to encourage her in her wins. And folks, when I started this journey, my podcast journey and my book journey, and this is only just the start, this book, My whole concept is uplifting my authors, uplifting the people that I interview onto this platform that God has given me. And when I sat there, at the event, at the awards night, as a finalist myself, which was really nerve wracking for my podcast show, and what a blessing to actually be a finalist in that area. And then to be there with Gushy holding her hands and she's holding my hand and we're encouraging each other. And then, a wonderful evening of meeting up with so many women and they do so many talented things. And to know that I'm part of that is just so amazing. And then afterwards, I met Donna, my VA, and Donna wrote a story in our book as well. So it was just, I'm still sort of getting over it all, that how blessed am I to have had this amazing weekend where not only, that I have connected with like-minded women. I've connected with two of my beautiful authors that I've never met before, only online. So, Stephanie, you're all set up now?
I believe so. Yes, I gave you the thumbs up. I think I'm good to go.
Oh, okay.
You have to love technology.
Okay. Well, your internet's really playing up today. You're talking and it's not you're still,
Not going.
so it's not
Okay.
happening. So that's a shame, isn't it, Stephanie? Because there's so much that we have to offer. Try again, see how we go.
You can't hear me now? Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear
now?
you, but yeah, it's not connected.
It's
Yeah,
slower. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether if you want to go out and come back in, it may work, or you do. No, because
Yeah, I
then
can try
you'll
that
want to
again.
try that again because it'll still stream,
Yeah, I
won't
can.
it? All right. Okay.
Yeah, it will. Yep. All
All
right.
right.
I'll be
Okay.
back. Hopefully
All
it'll be
right.
fixed.
No probs. So while Stephanie's working out all her technology, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's on our email list, on my email list, who's brought our book, who's been supporting me, who's in my Thriving Woman group. 2 years ago, I started that group, and 12 months ago, I started my podcast. And, I just feel so blessed for the people who have come forward and shared their story with season two. I have been interviewing my authors and talking about our book. And, that's where we're talking about today and what's happening. We do have a sequel as well that we are going to be producing next year called Courageous Voices Unlocked. And that sort of flows on. We're looking for people who are creatives, people who want to share their story. You may have a business with the title, moving from brokenness to freedom. You might be a counselor, a pastor, someone who really feels that their story is going to help somebody else. And that's just something that is such a great blessing in with that. So that's something that we're looking at in 2024. We're just really believing that you can come and join us. We have a section where I do interviews with people, and people are, we see whether you're a great fit for the book. It's limited. Stephanie's going to be doing the editing, and obviously, she'll be there helping me in whatever area that she feels she needs to put the input in as well with our next book. And how are we going now, Stephanie? Are you happening now? Hopefully, because she's always got lots to say.
I don't know. Can
Oh,
you hear
yes,
me and see
yes,
me?
yes, yes. That worked.
I
Let's
know, right?
try
Pause
it.
and
Keep
dance
on
party because
going.
technology is on our side.
So welcome, Stephanie, because we know all around the world technology doesn't always do what we want. But hey, folks, I can talk and talk. So thank you, Stephanie, again for joining us. If you don't know, this is my beautiful friend, Stephanie. She is a spiritual growth coach. She's a great editor. Through doing our book, Birth Your Book, she really developed more skills in her editing as well as running her own business. We developed our course together, which we're so excited about sharing that with you today. And, you know, everything that we're here just to just celebrate life, celebrate the blessings of collaborating together, doing a course together, writing together. And, you know, Stephanie, I haven't told you this. I had a lady who found our book on Lulu, and she has reached out to me and asked to connect, and she actually is very high caliber lady, and she said, oh, I'd love to interview you, let's connect. She does TV shows, she does podcasts, so let's see where that takes us, you know. But she just found our book and she was very impressed with it. So how exciting is that? So
That's super exciting.
isn't it? So, Stephanie, do you want to just chat with your audience, because I know you're streaming as well, and share some of your lovely input about the journey that we've gone on the last 12 months?
Yes, absolutely. And hopefully I don't freeze because I tend to be kind of animated when I'm talking. So if I freeze, you're going to get a good laugh. Anyways, yeah, it's been quite a wild ride, a wonderful journey, ups and downs, you know, basically whatever they say, whenever they say expect the unexpected and be ready for curveballs to be thrown every which way. That's exactly how it's been in our journey to working together, our journey to collaborating, our journey of working on the artist haven, and even really our journey with this course, Birth Your Book from Dream to Reality. All of the different ways have been put forth. But I think the one thing that makes our friendship, our co-authorship, our collaboration, our partnership, all of that, the cornerstone is both of us have very strong faith in God. We have very strong faith in who he is, who he says we are, and what we have been called to do, our mission, our purpose, our focus, and our vision. And I think that really comes down to is, Carmel, we talked about this, I think, on one of our other meetings, but you said yes. You said, yes, I'm going to write this book. And I said, yes, I'm going to be a co-author in this book and share my journey of creativity and art and emotional expression and everything. And from that little yes, I mean, look at where we've come. Look at how far we've come, and we've grown not only individually. I know I've grown a lot this past year, but also corporately and collectively. We've grown together as the dream team, as we like to say, and also grown is just our little a haven, right? Our little co-author artist haven, our people. We're still constantly supporting each other, encouraging one another, commenting and liking and responding, and just genuinely so excited. And I think that one thing that we have to offer, especially with the Birth Your Book from Dream to Reality course, is that we will foster that same sort of community and that same sort of we are going to cheer you on. We're going to encourage you to share your book and to write that message that has been placed on your heart. When God says it's time, it's time. And taking that one small step of obedience can absolutely change your life. If you would have asked me, hey, in a year from now, will you be, granted we moved, will you be moved to another state, you know, and had worked on a book and have a blossoming authorship and co-author opportunity and partnership? And I would say, no, I had no idea. But it's just to goes to show you what it means to say yes to God, yes to an opportunity that he places in front of you, despite the fear. So courage is not moving without fear. Courage is moving through fear. And so most of us, many of us are sometimes afraid to take that one small step that we know God is calling us to do. And so our hope with the course Birth Your Book is that you will take that one small step of obedience to start that process into what God wants to do through you, using your book to transform lives of others, but also in you as you just go through that transformational journey of writing and sharing and getting everything out. So that in a nutshell is kind of where we've been and the reflective point of, oh my goodness, I could not even imagine. But also just kind of bringing it back around to, isn't that like the good God we serve to just do more than what we could possibly imagine or hope for or expect? And that's really exactly what it is. I signed up for, a co-author book that I thought I was being part of. And what did I gain? I gained much, much, much more than that.
And how blessed am I? I've gained all these beautiful authors as my family, as friends. I've been meeting them. I've done a local launch. Stephanie and I have done this course together. We're planning another co-author book. We're encouraging each other with our personal writing, with our personal businesses. It's just been such a wild ride of adventure. And I had no idea when Stephanie was the first person who, when I put out that little video, she said, "Oh, yes, I'm interested." And I had to say yes to even where she was at and what she could afford. But she has given 10 times the value of what, even the smaller, what we could look at as money. Stephanie has put her heart and her soul into our book. She's put her heart and her soul into our course. I've been the dreamer, the one who wants, births all these things, has all these great ideas, and she's just come alongside and encouraged me. She's encouraged me with each step, each key. And you know what, folks? I love that. I love that. I need that. I had a dream 10 years ago about writing books and sharing people's stories. And no way did I only realized a few months ago that, hey, this is coming to pass. And how blessed am I with this beautiful book? Angie painted the cover and Donna and I created it in Canva, but I actually did, the back page and the design. And I'm a designer. I love all that. I love creativity. And how blessed am I that I've found people that God has fitted us together and we all have our uniqueness and our creativity and all the wonderful things that go with that. So, folks, one of the things that we're saying to you now is our course is finished. And we just had such a fabulous time creating that. I learned so much. I learned how to put a course into my website. And we are saying, for all of you out there who are wanting to write their own book, we have got this beautiful course. We are offering it to you at half price. Gift yourself with a Christmas gift. Once you're in there and you're in the portal, you'll have access to it for as long as you need it. You can go along, watch each module. We have an introduction and 4 modules, and there's a section where you can ask questions, reach out to us. We will be there supporting you the whole way. We were blessed to have some students, and like I said, I have Doris waiting in the scenes to come on and share shortly as well. So we would ask you to, come and join us, come and join this great adventure that Stephanie and I have been on, because there's so much value. Stephanie does the writing and the editing section of the course, and then her and I do the marketing and the publishing, because everything's so intertwined. And look, when I did this book too, I learned to be a writing mentor. I coached some of our women there to write their stories. I read over their stories. I learned all the keys about how to help them put their stories together. So, that's the benefit of working with Stephanie and I. We're both multi-skilled, multi-talented, and we've got so much to give to you. And I'm thinking that if Doris is sitting there still in the background, I apologize to you, Doris, if you're not, if you are sitting there in the background, would you like to, let's see whether I can bring her on. So Stephanie, do you want to share a bit more, and I will see about what's happening with Doris. I feel terrible that I left her waiting there now. So Doris, if you're watching us, see whether you can come on again. I'm trying to multitask here, darling. Okay, Stephanie.
Yes. So I will share a little bit more about what you're going to get. And also just this course was really birthed, haha, see what I did there, from what we experienced and what we learned through our own development and our own journey. So you are going to get kind of the 4 tenets or the 4 core components of birthing your book from dream to reality. So that includes the writing. So pre-writing, brainstorming, writing process. What does the writing process look like? I'll give you a spoiler alert. The writing process is not linear. You don't go from pre-storm or pre-writing to brainstorm to first draft to editing to second draft and to final. That's not how that works. So that's a little bit of a breather and a pat on your shoulder if you're feeling that sort of pressure to kind of follow a path, because writing is not a path in that way. So I talk a little bit about that in the writing process. I also talk about writing with what I coin as clarity, consistency, and confidence. Those are the 3 C's of my coaching that I do with my clients. So giving you some tips and tricks to write with clarity, consistency, and confidence in that module, setting up the foundation for developing a writing practice and developing a writing routine that works for you to build that consistency that will then build that confidence to be able to feel accomplished and feel prepared and ready to write that book and share that with the world. The next module then is editing. So as an editor, I kind of walk you through briefly the 4 overview of the 4 types of editing, what each of those editing types are, as well as how you might go about finding an editor, including some tips and tricks for self-editing, what you can kind of look at, what you can take away, just some real quick kind of tips and tricks to keep in your tool belt as you are starting to edit your own draft. This third piece then is the publishing piece. So publishing piece always trips people up, but this is really where we get kind of nitty gritty, what it takes and what you need to be able to publish your book, to upload it on Amazon. What is Amazon? What is KDP? What is Lulu? I almost said Hulu. What is Lulu? What is Ingram Spark? What does that mean? What is an ISBN? How do I find a cover page? How do I find a cover designer? We walk through all of that. And then the final piece then is the marketing piece. And it's taking everything that we've learned and basically equipping you with strategies, tools, and resources to feel confident to share your message. Find your people that will need your book and share your message there. Talk about social media, how you might share on social media, and also talk about how you might gather a group of people just that want to love you and support you and share your book that way as a great first step. So we talk about all of those modules. And like Carmel said, we have Q&A on each of those modules. So we would love to hear comments, what you liked, what resonated with you as you go through the module, as well as if you have any questions, we will answer them. And then we also have the worksheets. They're so detailed. I just took a peek. Like she did, Carmel, the designer I did an awesome job on the worksheets and the notes for each module. So those accompany the videos as well. And then just the freebie and the art of creative writing that you get from the get-go of just kind of a jump start of here's what you're going to get, here's how you're going to outline it. And it just is a great kind of appetizer, if you will, for the main course, which is the Birth Your Book whole course module laid out. And we're super excited about it. We've already heard it's been impactful and inspiring and motivating and helpful to our students that went through our pre-training or our beta phase. And I see that Doris has joined us, so I will pass the metaphorical microphone back to Carmel.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. You can see, folks, why I just love working with Stephanie. She just puts it all together. She says it amazingly. She brings all of those things in my heart and all of those dreams, and we just balance each other out so amazingly. So, Doris, thank you so much for joining us tonight. So, folks, I'm here in Australia, and it's 12:30 in the day for us, and it's evening for my beautiful friends, co-authors, students, everything that we're doing together. So welcome, Doris. Would you like to take yourself off mute and say hello to everyone?
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but
I took myself off mute. Oh,
yes.
good. I'm so glad to be here with you both and
That-
everybody else that's here.
Oh, we've lost her. We're all having a few interruptions with the internet at the moment. When we did the course, folks, there were a few little slip-ups here and there, but I was amazed. I didn't edit anything really. You just get us live, and we didn't have any of these problems. So, I'm so excited that when you sign up, you can download our workbook. We created our workbook when we were writing the book, and it's like 60 odd pages. And a section that I write in there, it complements what I write in my chapter in the book. So, if you haven't got hold of the book, and look, let me tell you, folks, if you are someone joining our course and you do want to get a book, chat with me, because we might get it to you at a good price. So, there are so many things that we are giving away. We have a workshop that Stephanie and I did in January this year as well. If you're wanting a bit more of a taste of what we're teaching about, that was just very minor, really, Stephanie, wasn't it, compared to what we've done?
Yes.
We have that for you as well. We have grown so much since then. But that's Stephanie sharing the keys to what is shared in the workbook. So, that's free for you. We'll share that link with you later down here for you to watch that. We have got reels and lots of other things. If you go to at Carmel Austin on my YouTube channel with Stephanie and I talking lots. I've interviewed Stephanie on my podcast show. I've interviewed Doris. I've interviewed lots of my authors. So there's so much that you can get for free to see really what we're all about and to really connect into our course. So let's try again, Doris.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We know you're on your cell phone, and yeah.
Yes, thank you. My internet went down, so I'm doing good to even just have a bar of cellular data. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so proud of both of you. You've accomplished so much in 2023 in so many different areas. I mean, not just going through the real time of pulling together co-authors and getting a book published, which had lots of moving parts. But then for people like me that asked, would you be willing to put together a course, a program, and empower us and equip us with the behind the scenes information on how we could write our own book and get it published, self-publish. I mean, instead of the traditional or hybrid route. And it has been a joy learning from you two. And you know what I want to say? You haven't even asked me any questions. I just want to say you both have been so generous. You've given and given and given, and you have poured your hearts into planning out each week's session to teach and to equip and to train us on what we need to know about writing, editing, publishing, and marketing. And it's all a process, and it's a joy.
Oh, we've lost her. She'll come back. And as you can hear, Doris comes on through the course and she shares as well and asks lots of questions. And she'll be back again because, we've just had such beautiful reviews from Doris. Here you are again, gorgeous. Oh, no, you're breaking.
Anything to do with writing just makes. Okay, sorry.
Go on, keep going.
Anything to do with writing brings me incredible joy. Anything to do with storytelling and visual pursuits just brings me great joy. But to actually go through the process that's more formal and to learn the steps has been so empowering. So thank you both.
Oh, you're very welcome. And Doris was one of the authors that asked us about doing this, and it was just such a privilege to do the better. Do it all, do the training, I said to Stephanie, come on this journey with me. I really believe that it's got value. And, I was in the background learning how to put a course up into my website, being the creative and the website developer. And I was so proud of myself. I did 99% of it. I only had to ask Donna to help me do one little thing. And that was such a challenge. And, we've been talking about our next book, Courageous Voices Unlocked. But I just sort of feel like God has just said to me, come on, slow down. This last weekend, I travelled to Sydney and celebrated in the room with all these amazing women, and like I said, met a couple of our authors. And so, it's okay, just to write your story in 2 books in 1 year. And it's okay, here we are, and we've got a beautiful course that we're offering you all. And I've just enjoyed that process of it. It's been so good to have Doris ask questions and us to be able to prepare the things that she was asking for someone who has that dream in her heart to write. And look, I have to say, Doris, like when we started out, we had some things happen where I had to learn to be gracious and didn't matter about numbers and words and sections, and she had lots of great input as well as Stephanie did. So we've been a team. The whole group of us writing our book has been a team, the same as with our course. And that's what we're excited about, that we've joined together as a team to bring this to people, who go, I really have this dream in my heart. I want to write, but I don't know how to do it. And, we've gone this journey, and like Doris said, we could be on to doing our next book now, but we just decided to take that breath, take that time, and really put our energy into that. And, in the meantime, Stephanie moved. And so, that was just God's planning, that we spread it out over a few months. And, we all had book launches and different things happening as well. And look, folks, I'm going to keep on talking about my books. And I absolutely love that, this has been birthed, that this was, something that God put this dream in my heart, decades ago. And then Susan, one of the beautiful authors, in her art shop, we did a launch in there with her and with Samantha. Samantha shared her story as well in our book, and she is blind, and her story is hands that see. So, we've got coloured photos, we've got pictures, we've got poems, we've got songs, we've got artwork. We have so much locked up in this book. But, not just that, we have friendships that are lasting now, that everyone has become family. And this is what this course is about, that we're chatting with you about today, and our wins. So, Doris, do you want to share, you came in, I think, in March, and joined us this year. Just share with everyone the new experience of working with Stephanie and I and the joys, and you can share some lows and how we work through them as well. I'd love you to do that.
Oh, well, thank you. I have been amazed, just amazed at the process. There is so many moving parts and so much that goes on behind the scenes with putting together a major project like the Artist Haven. And we've had so many players and so many amazing, multi-talented people, artists, creatives, writers, publishers, editors, behind the scenes. And I just cannot get over how teachable and how quick we all are to humble ourselves, to put pride aside and to go, oh, wow, I could do that better. Or, just to learn as we go. And listen, I just want to share, you know, I was born into a family with my mother that's an avid reader, my paternal grandmother that was an avid reader. Serious bookworms. My cousin Camille, who's a major bookworm and a writer, just so intelligent, super brainy and smart, And here I am, this expressive cousin of hers, and she would always write me stories and she'd encourage me to write. So I've always loved reading my whole life since I could learn to read. I would even pretend I was reading when I didn't know how. And I've always loved writing. However, I will tell you, there was something in me that felt like, well, my cousin is so smart. Really, she's the one that should write, not me, even though that was a dream and a desire of my heart that never went away. But she would encourage me to write. So back in 2014, I was on a hike with one of my dogs, and I just said, Lord, you have just given me this dream since I was a little girl, and I know this is from you. So why am I not writing, and why am I not having anything published? And I felt like he put on my heart, but you have to write. I did write for Facebook blog like posts, but I was not writing like a book. I want you to know I'm on this.
Oh, she's off. She'll be back.
Hear her journey.
Oh, no, she was just in the middle of her journey. And Doris, she is just such a gem. She just comes with 110% to everything. I asked her to be the one to encourage everyone to share in
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're back, you're there. And she took that on. So yeah, Doris, you're still there. Keep on talking.
Yes.
We can't see your picture, but that's okay. We love hearing your story. What? She's gone again. So
Fun.
it is fun. This doesn't happen, people, when we're just recording just lives. Oh dear. And that's the thing,
I'm sorry it's happening.
It's all right.
That's
just
real world technology, right?
I know you've been struggling.
Thank you. So I just wanted you to know I scurried back down the mountain, went to my house. It was around 4 p.m. I began typing my next book. The Lord just kind of gave me this idea on the hike. I started typing. I finished it around 2 a.m. And I just wanted you to know that I want to encourage everyone listening that, you know what? I took a risk and I decided that if I was going to fail, I was going to fail as a writer, and I was going to fail boldly by failing forward. So I just want to encourage you, step out, launch into the deep.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, folks, we're sorry this is happening, but you understand what technology does. And, she's so excited to come on and share with you all about what's happening, but she's been struggling for the last month with her internet, and bless you, Doris, for making the effort to keep on coming on and sharing, because it's value. It's value to those who will watch us later, will listen later, who will join our course and know that, you know, our hearts are for you and with you, and that, you know, we just want you to write your book. We want you to be encouraged. We're going to be there with you every step of the way. We you know, we want it, we made it affordable. You can give yourself a good Christmas gift if you do come on later, and it's the full price. There's a 2-part payment plan that I have set up. I did that with my co-author book as well. I did a 4-part payment plan because I love to include people. I want everyone to be included. You know, folks, when I was at the awards night on Saturday night, I had a word over me, and it talked about, Carmel, you have this ability to include people who don't feel like they're accepted, who haven't got confidence in themselves, who feel like they want to do these things but they don't know how to do them. And how blessed am I that God has given me this great voice and this large personality, because let me tell you, folks, I got into lots of trouble at home about speaking too much and saying too much. And it was only like 10 years ago that I started wearing my Irlen lenses and realizing that, you know, this is the way God created me, and I am larger than life, and I, you know, get all these dreams and you know, have all these things that I want to see birth. So there's so much, you know. At the moment I'm creating a course as well for, you know, to help women, because I am a wholeness coach, and to help you be able to rewrite your story. And that's something that I have been doing for the last 2 years, and I had the privilege of doing that in our book and being able to read everyone's stories, and Stephanie and our other editor as well, and all of us collaborating together and being able to get everyone's stories. And often a lot of our authors, English wasn't their first language, and it was such a privilege to be able to get what they'd written and, you know, put it into that form where it all coordinated, it all flowed together. So thank you again, Doris, for showing up to our course and being part of it. Thank you for asking. You know, I share a lot about my experience. If you're a coach and you're wanting to do your own multi-author book, Stephanie, our book was her 6th book. She's done her own book. I've got my own books in the process, and I've had a lot of friends say, when are you going to do your own? And I'm like, they're happening, but this is where I'm at now. This is the core where I'm at now, to bring my authors, my students onto the platform. If you become one of my students, I will interview you for my podcast show, The Thriving Woman. And, you know, and I will give you that opportunity that I've given all of my authors, to be able to share your story, to be broadcasted around the globe. And that's a privilege. I have that privilege. And, you know, you come on and share that with me as well. So there's so many good things that we offer you on this process. So Doris, please share a little bit about some keys about what you've learned in our course.
Oh my goodness, everything from actually writing, and just some best practices and some tips and some pearls about where you write versus where you edit, that those need to be different places in your home or different places geographically that you go to. I had never done that. I did everything in one place. And so I loved learning that, and just so many other rich things that Stephanie shared and you shared with us. And so I loved that, the editing process, that it's good to have more than one set of eyes with your set of eyes looking at the manuscript. Let 3 or 4 people read it that understand writing and have a good feel for the lay of a book. Also with the publishing, there's so much that goes into that, the formatting, the cover, the creativity part of the font and the colors and everything. But you know what I really have been impressed with? I've been in 3 books or actually 4. And I have to say, I have never seen the marketing pull through the way you did, Carmel. The marketing with you has been exceptional. You set the bar so high that you could just do a program just on that and teach everybody how to do that, because it's just so much needed and people don't know how. They want to, in some cases, they're not courageous enough to. They're a little nervous to even do the marketing piece and the pull through, but you've been great. And here we are, we're still pulling through on our incredible book, The Artist Haven, which was so beautiful and such a creative work of art and just beautiful stories of overcoming. Such a blessing. I just would say too that you know what it does, like I was saying a while ago, I think you've got to be willing to give God your best yes, and to be willing to let others potentially, possibly ridicule you. But if you're following God and you're letting the Holy Spirit lead you to be a part of joining this program, birth your book, or to write a chapter in a book, or to write your own book, you need to just be willing to obey God and to trust Him, and not to let the opinions or the lack of support or even the ridicule of other people hamper you or hinder you.
Yeah.
Give your best yes to God and then step into the water and go for it. And like I said earlier, I don't know if it came through or not, be willing to fail forward and fail boldly. Every time I've done that, God has blessed and honored it, and it's not a failure. It's something that I look back on and go, wow, that was a beautiful journey. Some bumps in the road. It wasn't always easy. But you know what? I learn from those things. I take those lessons with me, and I'm the richer for it. Like any bumps in the road that we had as a group with the Artist Haven, we all learned from it, right? And we won't repeat those next time. So we're much further down the road. We're much richer as a result. This has been amazing getting to work with you, Carmel, getting to work with Stephanie. It has just been so great. I am so thankful and so humbled that I got to be a part. And now I feel this good sense of pride, not pride that goes before a fall, but this good sense of pride in a job well done. Is everything perfect? Of course not. But you know what? We can feel great that we took the risk and we stepped out into deep water and we brought something so powerful and beautiful to other people. So this is a great Christmas gift. And if you have not gotten the Artist Haven, we've got it. They're not telling me to say this, but we've got it in hardcover. We've got it in paperback and Kindle. And I would say give the hardcover to any artists that you know, or any wannabe artists, and also any creatives. And then give the paperback to everybody else. If you know anyone that's had a problem in their life and they need to learn how to overcome and
Oh,
and
she's so sweet.
isn't she gorgeous? Overcome and encourage you. That's what our book is about. 14 empowered stories to overcome obstacles and embrace creative expression. This book is such a gem, and there is so much in there to uplift and encourage you as our reader. And then, you're right, and for our Australian people, you can go onto my website, there's a link, and you can buy the book through Lulu. You can get the book around the world through Lulu and through Ingram Spark, as well as Amazon. So there's so many places. You can go into Barnes and Noble and request the book and they will get it for you. So there's so many places, that I spent multiple hours after the book was launched on Amazon so that everyone could have a copy in their hands around the world. Our lovely Sarah in New Zealand, I sent her a box of books last week, so she has them now, and I know there's more of our authors who are wanting to get books. If you live in Nowra, you can go into the Art Hub and buy a book there. Susan has them in stock there. So there's so many places you can get our book, and we would just be honoured for you to read it, put a review on one of the places on Amazon or wherever you've got it from, because we'd love your feedback. So, Stephanie, just before we started this, I said to Stephanie, I felt nervous, and she goes, "You're kidding. You do this all the time." Well, folks.
I think you jinxed us.
It was because I'm doing my course and there's so much going on. And, when I was looking at someone interviewed me from my first book, Just Say No, and she creates courses. And I found it on the internet when we were starting to create this, and I thought, my goodness, who is that person? I have grown and changed so much. And talking into the camera and putting out videos and inviting people into my life and into my business and into my books and into our course and the courses that I'm creating, next year, which I'll do a whole launch on them as well. And I know that Doris wants to write her story in Courageous Voices Unlocked. Stephanie said she's editing, but I'm not going to let her get away with that. I'm going to get her the right story in that as well. So, there's already 3 or 4 of us who are going to be writing our story in that book. So come join us. The painting behind me with the blue and the orange, Doris and I actually brainstormed that, then I painted it, and that's the background. So the way that I got Angie to do her beautiful artwork, well, I painted that in Susan's shop, and I've been doing art classes because I'm writing my kids' book and illustrating that, and I'm doing my granddaughter's blanket, her quilt, and creating. So, we're creatives, and, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be creative to join us. We will give you the steps on how to write your story, to birth your book, to all this going down the road of self-publishing. But we just love how God has just brought all these creatives together. If you want to individually work with Stephanie, absolutely, I totally recommend her. If you want to do some more intense things with me, I have courses and coaching as a certified coach as well. So, there's so much that we offer to you as a package as well as individual. And we just thank you, Doris, for coming on this journey with us. For those of you who watch this later, it's been such a privilege. For those who may have joined us live, I'm sorry, I haven't looked. If there has been, yes, we have people who have made some comments, which is lovely. And, there's so much more for 2024, but we would like to say, have a wonderful and safe Christmas.
Let me recap.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let me recap. Let me take everything that we all have and let me do what I do and edit it down into a nice, concise package and present it to you to unwrap.
Absolutely.
So, yes, fail forward, fail boldly. Your best yes. Don't despise humble beginnings. And that wasn't said, but that's been inferred. Don't despise humble beginnings, and don't underestimate where your yes will take you. This course, we are going to offer it half price up until January 10th. We firmly believe in it, but we want to give you this opportunity as kind of this official course launch to get it at half price before we do it for the full amount. The full amount is going to be $600. So for half off, you can purchase it half off between now and January 10th. So for $300, you get 4 modules, an introduction, worksheets, notes, audio version, webinar notes from a previous webinar Carmel and I did, and that free Art of Creative Writing handout, plus all access to Carmel and myself via the course module, responding to questions, responding to comments, and even the potential to have us look at your piece if you're working on a story, working on a book, something like that. So lots of options. That's up for grabs for $300 up until January 10th. I know Carmel's going to put it in the link below to the comments here on Facebook as it's streaming. And I also am going to put it in the link as well. So we have it. And just want to say, never say never. Honestly, never say never, because you never know where God is going to take you. And just encourage you to take that bold step into 2024. So like Carmel started to say, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a blessed and prosperous New Year. And we sincerely hope that if God is calling you to write that book and that next year is the year, that you will take us up on this offer to walk hand in hand with you and collaborate and encourage you and equip you to become the called writer that He has called you to be.
Thank you. She just does it so well. You know, I was going to say, Stephanie, do you want to wrap up? Because look, listen to her. She just knows how to bring it all together. And how blessed am I to be on this journey with Stephanie, you know. And thank you so much, Doris, for joining us. And, you know, there'll be emails going out to our email lists, and Doris has done some amazing reviews. So, you know, folks, you're not going to get rid of us, because I love marketing. I love sharing my story. I love saying how blessed we are that not only do we have this book, we have friendships, we have courses, we have workbooks, we have freebies, we have so much for you, and we'll be there with you when you join our course. And really, it's a very small amount of money, you know, for you to invest in your life, for you to be able to write that book. You know, something Stephanie said when we started this course out, she said 3% of people actually go through and write their book. So, you know, even more, our heart is to help you. Like me, 3 decades I believed that, you know, I had to write. And a little bit like what Doris said, in 2019, God said, start doing it. You know, start writing it down. And look, I've got my books there, my heritage book and my journey of things that I've gone through. And when I wrote my story in Just Say No, and that was just an open door where I said yes to God. And, you know, Doris has testified that as well. And we just feel so honored and blessed that when you watch this, or, you know, that you get so much value and come and join our course. And yes, God bless. This week it's Christmas. I have to do some Christmas shopping and some Christmas presents. And, you know, it's just been such a wild ride. And I'm so blessed to have 2 of my beautiful co-authors, my sisters, my friends, that we are journeying into 2024 together. And, you know, I'm sure there'll be so much more that we're going to be doing. But for now, this is what we're here on this live chatting with you about. For all of Stephanie's followers, it's been lovely to connect with you. For all of my followers, it's just been wonderful that you are here. You know, we'll send you out some stuff by email. Some more things will be coming through all my social media. And yeah, I just love to create. So God bless again. And thank you for joining us live and looking at this later. It will be on so many different platforms. You're not going to get away from us. We love you dearly, and we want you to write your book, and we want you to birth it like we did in 2023. So God bless for now. Yes, go on. Do you want to say something, Doris?
Well, I was going to say, you know what I think? I'd already mentioned to get the Artist Haven book as a gift for yourself and gifts for other people. But guess what? I would buy this course for yourself before the 10th of January as a Christmas gift, or for a child, like an adult child or someone else that you know would love to write their story, or give it to yourself to launch into the new year with your New Year's resolutions. If you do that, I don't do resolutions, but some people do. And so this could be part of launching into your new year. So I say go for it. Really, why not? I'd get it now while you can still get it 50% off. Why not do this for yourself and for other people? Because your story.
Your story matters, and
That's
so
right.
does
I can feel that, Evan.
Doris's. And that's right. That's why we've, dressed up. I've got my pearls on. I put my pearls on at showtime. And next week I'll be presenting one of our authors, Sarah's show on the Thriving Woman show. So we will be having some time off, but Donna, my VA, is working really hard behind the scenes with me as well, doing all the advertising so we can keep on going. But if you buy our course today, you will get access to it straight away, and you do not lose that access. That access is there for you to go, to read, listen, to read, look, to make comments down below, to get help with writing your story and birthing your book from dream to reality. And I know it was just after our book was launched in the August, and I had a meeting with Stephanie and Donna, and Stephanie came up with this name, and I said, "That's it, Stephanie. Well, you have to say that." And here we are. We're a few weeks away from the end of December, and we're saying, gift yourself with this present. So anyway, God bless you all. Thank you all. We were saying 15, 20 minutes, but hey, who cares? We went
Been
longer.
an hour.
We've been an hour, but that's how long our courses go for. You get an hour of value out of us sharing about everything that we've been through with birthing our book and writing our book. Let me tell you, folks, it is great value. So come along and join in the fun, join the family, because we just love sharing our experiences and helping you be able to process your dreams, be able to, write your story, to be able to express yourself and all the things that you want to do as well in 2024. So God bless you all. Have a safe and happy Holy Christmas and a wonderful new year. And like I said, I'll still be up there, lots of stuff on social media. If you watch this later and you want to reach out to me, please do, or with Stephanie, or we're here. And I would just like to thank my beautiful friends and co-authors here live on this journey, and say my heart is so full to know that God has just brought way more than what I knew when we started this journey together, and to know that there is so much more coming. And it's just such a thrill, because I love community. I love collaboration. I love to do things with other people. It's the gift that God has called me to. I get the ideas, and then he brings the people beside me where we make it all come and happen. So it's just such an honor. So thank you so much, Stephanie and Doris, for coming on this journey with me. I love you both dearly, and one day, I'd love to be able to hug both of you as well. I'll have to get that passport renewed and make a trip over to the States. But thank you everyone again for 2023 and our book and our course and everything that you have both put into it. I just feel incredibly blessed to be your leader, to be your co-authors, to be your co-worker, and to just unite together in one heart, sharing our love and our story to everybody. So God bless you all, and we're going to say bye for now. And if you listen to this, share it with your friends, share it with everyone. We would love for you to do that. Thank you.